Dude, this is one of the wildest stories I have ever read. Somehow, Kristi Noem has turned out to be the normal one in her marriage, despite her alleged affairs, her insane abuse of taxpayer dollars to boost up her narcissistic image, and more. We just learned that Kristi Noem's husband is a secret crossdresser who dons gigantic fake breasts and pink hot pants to chat with online fetish models. Okay, none of those words are in the Bible. If you don't know what most of those words mean, then you're not alone. He essentially dresses up with fake breasts and he tries to chat with online models who are made for certain fetishes. That's what Kristi Noem's husband does, and we're going to explore that throughout this video. Just a quick warning, there's some not safe for work imagery in this. Not that I'm showing any actual nudity, but Kristi Noem's husband dresses up in the outfit that you see on screen now. That is him on the left. And that is him next to Kristi Noem on the right. We've known that Kristi Noem has been hooking up with Corey Lewandowski, who was her aide for the past few years. I mean, we've allegedly known because it's not really a secret. It's sort of such an open secret that even Trump was getting bothered by it. Well, to continue, Josh Boswell says, Newshound brought in this wild story. While Kristi was in Trump's cabinet as DHS secretary, Brian Noem was dressing up and paying adult entertainers to talk dirty. So these are not images from years ago. These are not images from 2014 that were just dug up. This was while Kristi Noem was DHS secretary, while she was abusing taxpayer funds to send ads of her face across the country. Remember, they spent $200 million of our money to blast ads of Kristi Noem. There are currently investigations into those ads, investigations into her corruption and abuse of taxpayer dollars. There are investigations into the cost of the horses that Kristi Noem used. These aren't superfluous investigations from Democrats. They are legitimate investigations into Kristi Noem's abuse of taxpayer funds. On top of that, there's investigations into Renee Good and Alex Preddy, the murders of them and the subsequent cover-up that was enacted by Kristi Noem by the DHS. She said moments after Renee Good and Alex Preddy were killed that they were domestic terrorists, and she's still somehow the more normal one in this relationship. Now, Josh Boswell then says, we've reviewed hundreds of messages involving 3 women from the, quote, bimbofication scene, where porn performers transform themselves into real-life Barbie dolls by pumping colossal amounts of saline into their breasts. The selfies Brian sent are quite astounding, as is the fact that he opened up to his wife to the danger of potential blackmail by foreign powers, intelligence experts told us. Wow. So as we read this article, you'll learn that Kristi Noem's husband was worried that foreign intelligence was going to find out what he was doing and use that as blackmail. This is a corrupt, incompetent, weird administration. We're going to break this all down, starting with this article. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the Adam Mockler feed. Scroll down and check how close we are to 2 million subscribers. That's genuinely because of you all. I owe each and every single one of you a huge thank you and eternal gratitude for helping us build the fastest growing Gen Z independent media company on the entire internet. Thank you all. And let's start here. The secret life of Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband, Brian. The pouting, busty bimbo photos and trove of explicit messages. Wow, we're really coming up with some new sentences here today. And by the way, let me caveat. There is nothing wrong with cross-dressing. I find nothing wrong with wanting to express yourself. I find nothing wrong with wanting to maximize your own happiness as long as you are not harming anybody else. And if you want to do that by getting tattoos or by getting, some sort of gender affirming care or by cross-dressing or by wearing makeup or wearing jewelry, I really don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. But I do find it ironic that Kristi Noem is one of the people that spreads the very type of hatred that her husband would purportedly receive. Kristi Noem and people like, Laura Loomer, all of these women in Trump's orbit have been leading the charge on what is a woman? What is a woman? We don't like cross-dressers. They are fake women. They're very vile towards trans women. Nancy Mace, very vile towards trans women. But then we learn that in Kristi Noem's own household, we have this going on. Kristi Noem's husband is today revealed as a secret cross-dresser who dons gigantic fake breasts, while his wife has operated at the highest echelons of government, handling matters of national security, Brian Noem has been dressing up and paying adult entertainers to talk dirty. The Daily Mail has reviewed hundreds of messages involving 3 women from the bimboification scene where porn performers transform themselves into real-life Barbie dolls. I'm going to show you the images right here, but I just want to warn you, if you have someone peeking over your shoulder at the screen that I'm about to show you, it would honestly be easier to just show them porn at that point, because it's like if my producer walked in right now, or if like my mom walked in right now, I would just switch over to actual porn because that would be easier to explain than whatever the hell this is on screen now. We have to be joking. We have to be joking. Listen, I don't judge. I honestly don't judge. I don't care what you want to do. But the fact that Kristi Noem was abusing our taxpayer dollars to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars while spreading hatred towards minorities in this country, spreading hatred towards immigrants, spreading hatred towards people that I care about, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think that you get a... Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it's incredibly hypocritical for Kristi Noem's husband to be all for individual liberty as long as it makes you happy. But then the moment that turns to transgender people or Black Americans or immigrant Americans, they strip that individual liberty away. Republicans want to shit on minority groups and shit on people for being quote unquote weird all the time, but then they end up being weird themselves. I have friends from Indiana, where I grew up, that were always pro-life because their parents were, right? Throughout high school, we would always argue and debate. You know how I am. I like to debate them. They would always say they are pro-life. But then the moment it affects them personally, and my friend had a pregnancy scare, all of a sudden, he turns pro-choice. He is okay with abortion. These conservatives are hypocritical and want to express their feelings, because it's America, but don't want other people to do that. Brian has lavished praise on their surgically enhanced bodies of the bimboification scene. That's what they call it, not me. Confessed his lust for huge, ridiculous boobs, and even made indiscreet remarks about his 34-year marriage to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, our investigation can exclusively disclose. National security experts consulted by the Daily Mail say his brazen behavior could have left 54-year-old MAGA favorite, who oversaw ICE's aggressive crackdown, vulnerable to blackmail. Quote, if media organizations can find this out, you can assume with a high degree of confidence that a hostile intelligence service knows this well. One more time. If the Daily Mail can figure this out, then our hostile intelligence services like Russia, Iran, China, they definitely can figure this out. In a selfie shared with one of his online contacts, Brian, an insurance mogul, can be seen squeezing into a flesh-colored crop top and skin-tight pink shorts. The rugged father of 3 appears to have stuffed 2 balloons inside his shirt to resemble breasts, positioning the knots to mimic nipples. Lord have mercy. Just this month, Brian was photographed supporting his wife by sitting dutifully behind her at a March 4th congressional hearing, scrutinizing her aggressive immigration enforcement tactics. Later that night, probably not actually that night, I'm just making that part up, but sometime over the course of that year, this was also Brian Noem. Lord have mercy. Another photo shows the rancher and businessman wearing figure-hugging green leggings. Remarkably, Brian's face is clearly visible in both images. Holy shit, he didn't even try to hide his face. Oh my God. Texts and WhatsApp messages reveal that Brian was repeatedly being asked for money during the 14 months that Noem led the nation's largest federal law enforcement agency. He sent his secret roster of online acquaintances at least $25,000 via Cash App, but when the payments were delayed or failed to materialize, the chats would quickly turn sour. One of the women became so disgruntled, she posted about his behavior on social media before later deleting it. They are blackmailing the husband of Kristi Noem. We're going to leave it there. This is crazy stuff. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe for more breaking news videos like this one. I'll see you all in the next video, and peace out.